they get chatty about Diotima and Socrates get chatty about this question of people who are pregnant in body versus people who are pregnant in soul. So these are two, I take it these are two types of people who embody the pursuit of love. As far as love involves reproduction, there's the reproductive act, and there's those who are pregnant in body versus those who are pregnant in soul. Okay, well, let's delve into this here. So people who are pregnant in body, they are those who are attracted to women and pursue love by begetting offspring. Okay. They achieve immortality through their posterity and through enduring remembrance and happiness. To achieve such immortality is to leave a genetic legacy, it seems. Right? Yeah, that makes sense. And that people pregnant in soul, okay, so these contrast people who are pregnant in body. So those who are pregnant in soul are attracted not only to the body, but more importantly to the soul. Those who are pregnant in soul are attracted to bodies that are beautiful rather than ugly, as well as a soul that is noble, beautiful, and well formed. When a person pregnant in soul and body comes into contact with someone who is beautiful, okay, I don't know where I was going with that. When a person body comes into contact with someone who is beautiful, maybe I can pick up that thread later on. Those then they go on, those who are pregnant in their souls bring to birth what is fitting for the soul, namely wisdom and the rest of virtue. And examples of these individuals include poets and craftsmen who are high in trait openness or creativity, and they beget wisdom and virtue through their creative acts. Now, the greatest and highest aspect of wisdom to give birth to is to create order out of chaos through exercising the virtues of moderation and justice. And to think about this a little more concretely, just think of creating order within cities and households. Okay, so I just want to pause it there because that was fairly dense, what we just went over there. Think of all that.
Just looking at the first part of that there, those who are pregnant in the soul are attracted to not only the body, but more importantly, to the soul. I mean, I think that's, I think that's like when you think about like sort of like love between two people, it's like saying, sorry, pardon me. It's like saying, if you have like a partner, it's one thing to be just like attracted to them physically, but it's like saying, you're gonna love the person that they are, like their personality, their soul. You know what I mean? So if you yourself are pregnant in the soul, you're not just attracted to the physical appearance, but also to something deeper down, and I'm not just talking about people, but like,
yeah,
it can be like a painting, like, oh, wow, that's a really nice painting. That's one surface level, like the techniques they use were really good, but appreciating something deeper down within the art or within the person. I think that's kind of what that's getting at.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good way of explaining it. Yeah, it's like listening to music, for example, like music or an artist you really like. And I know it's like a lot of music that I listen to over the years, especially the stuff that I keep coming back to. Say if it's some really good jazz or some good classic rock or something, like songs that kind of have, for me, kind of form the soundtracks of my life in some ways. And I kind of go back and listen to them year after year, and often, I feel like I'm not listening to the same song. It's like a whole new song I'm listening to because I'm older, I have more experiences. I kind of interpret the song and the lyrics and everything all differently, and maybe in some sense more in a more sophisticated way. Like I kind of see it as a more of a complex, aesthetic composition, and I can really appreciate the artistic merit of the artist who created it, and almost feel like I'm experiencing what they experienced when they were composing it. It's like as if they've evoked the same in me with their music, and what they're evoking in me seems to be something that's in some sense beauty. Maybe it's like something that seems transcendental, something that is beyond the physical, something that's in some sense ineffable.
Yeah, I think music is special in that way too. That could be a whole other conversation of was just
Yeah.
looking at revisiting philosophy and music and how that pertains to life, the nature of reality.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a whole conversation onto itself, but it's definitely one that I find it to be fascinating. I think Pythagoras talked a bit about the harmonics of the universe, and the kind of the harmonies of the spheres, and how in some sense, the mathematical order of the universe is in some sense has a musicality to it, maybe. Then the Vedic sages talk about how everything is kind of vibration. Vibration is sound, and what is music made out of? Sound. Music made out of sound and vibration. The sacred syllable Om. Apparently it's like that's the basic vibration of everything.
Yeah, and I always gravitate towards this idea too that our lives, as human beings, this is sort of very counterintuitive to the ancient Greek way of thinking, but our lives, they don't have some sort of telos, or there's no sort of end point in our life that we're looking to get to. If that were the case, the person who got to the end the quickest, would be
Right.
would be the best, and that's not the case with music either, right? Like, the point of a composition isn't the last note, right? So it's the whole piece playing together in the right way with the right spirit. So yeah, I just think music really occupies like a special place in sort of the relationship to the human soul, and I think it kind of provides an interesting window into like our emotions.